Hello everyone, welcome to my lecture. Here in this lecture of permutation and combination, already I have explained what is permutation, why we have got this one in class 11, why this one is important, and how can we think about the questions which are related to permutation and combination. We have got a basic idea also, but here we will try to apply the practical application of permutation and combination theory, and we will try to discuss the different formulas. So I am going to discuss one principle. This is basic principle of permutation and combination here. So this one is known as fundamental principle of counting. Counting or fundamental principle to moi discuss what it is. So let's have a look. So I am going to explain by considering an example. I hope you will get my point. Suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 digits are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The question is given. It is known to you. Combination means whenever the situation will be of selection, you have to apply combination. And whenever the situation is for arrangement, you have to think about the permutation formulas. Selection means combination. Permutation means arrangement. Arrangement hole permutation kotha bhabiba, and selection hole combination kotha bhabibo lagibo. Now just think about the situation. 3 or 5 objects are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 objects you can say, or 5 digits you can say. Suppose the question is given, how many 2-digit numbers can be formed? How many 2-digit numbers can be formed? 2-digit numbers. Okay. So let's make 2 boxes. 2-digit number you have to form. That means 2 digits will be there. How many different objects we have? Different objects, 5 different objects. Different means they are not same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Totally different objects are there. 5 different objects. Suppose I have to form 2 digits number, so that's why I have considered 2 different boxes. If I want to fill up, this one is unit place and this one is tens place. Suppose I want to fill up from the 10th place. If you want, then you can start from the unit place also. But I have decided that I will start from the 10th place. So how many different ways you can fill up the 10th place? Edu place of ki number likhibo pariba. How many possibilities are there? If you want, you can start with 1. If you want, you can write down 2 here. If you want, you can write down 3 here. If you want, you can write down 4 here. If you want, you can write down 5 here. That means 5 different possibilities I have. More 5 possibilities. Moi issa korile, if I want, moi maybe 1 likhibo paro, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. How many possibilities are there? 5 possibilities. I will write down 5. That means here, what I will write down? Number of possibilities. Number of possibilities. Number of possibilities you have to write down. But 5 possibilities are there, no doubt. But exactly how many numbers you will write? How many digits you will use? Only 1 digit. Suppose you have started with 3. As you have used 3 here, you are not supposed to use 3 here. Once again, you get 3 to get likhibo nwariba. Karon 3 to amar etai ase. Etu a single digit ase. I need 3 different digits. How many 2 digits numbers can be formed using 3 different digits? So 3 already used Korisa. You are not supposed to use 3 once again because only 1 3 is there. Now my question is that if I want to fill up the next place, how many possibilities I have? Tumi yat ki likhibo pariba? Either 1 you can easily write down. If you want, you can write down 2. If you want, you can write down 3. If you want, you can write down 5. But you cannot write down 3. More repetition not allowed. They do. Repetition not allowed. Not allowed. Repetition not allowed. Okay. Then we repeat. As you are using 3 here, you are not supposed to use 3 once again. Listen. So that means how many possibilities we have? 4 possibilities. Already I have told you that these numbers represent number of possibility. Possibility has a side to likhiba keta. Exactly. Either you write on 1 or 2 or 4 or 5. At least one you have to write down. So in this way, no need to write on this. For simplification purpose only I have written 3 here. So what is the total number of ways how many 2-digit numbers can be formed? Just try to multiply it. 5 into 4. This is the answer. So 20 2-digit numbers can be formed. So এই 5টা ডিজিটৰ পৰা exactly 20টা 2-digit বনাব পাৰিবা. If you want, then you can write on yourself. 1 2 1 3 1 4 1 5. Correct? 20 start for 2 1 2 3 2 4 2 5. I have not written 1 1 because repetition not allowed for Irakisu because only one digit is there. Okay? So then 3 1 3 2 3 5 3 4 3 5. Then 4 1 4 2 4 3 4 5. Correct? Last one is 5 1 5 2 5 3 5 4. How many 2-digit numbers you have got? 20 2-digit numbers you have got. Is it clear? So in this way also you can easily find it out, but it will take time. So that's why we try to apply this property in this way. So let us consider one other example. Okay. Suppose already I have explained a student has 3 bags. Bag 1, bag 2, 3 bags, and bag 3. 3 bags are there as well as 2 water bottles. So how many different ways he can consider one bag and one bottle? Suppose the student has to go to his school. So before going to school, he has to select a bag as well as one water bottle to go there. So how many different ways he can make one pair? Make one pair. So listen. Suppose first of all he want to consider one bag. How many possibilities are there to consider a bag? 3 possibilities are there. Because either he can select bag 1, bag 2 or bag 3. 3 possibilities are there. So this is 3. After selecting any one of these 3 bags, 3 bag or bag select purpose, then obviously he will select a what? Water bottle. So how many possibilities are there? 2 possibilities. So what is the answer? 6. In this way we will try to find it out. Very simple. This property is known as fundamental principle of counting. That means, what is the fundamental principle of counting? Suppose these are known as events. Selection of bag is suppose considering as one event, and selection of water bottle is considered as another event. So listen carefully. If the first event can occur in m ways, প্রথম ইভেন্টটো যদি m টা ওয়েজত হয়, তার মানে selection of one bag, how many different ways to select korbo pariba? 3 different ways. That means either you can select bag 1 or you can select bag 2 or you can select bag 3. 3 different ways to select korbo para. That means if the first event can occur in m ways, and after having the first event, এটোৰ ওপৰত ডিপেন্ড কৰি if the second event can occur in n ways, the second event to n ways of occur হয়. Second event মানে কি? That first to কি bag to লব লাগিব, second তুমি কি লব লাগিব? Obviously water bottle. So how many different ways you can select a water bottle? তুমি water bottle কিমানটা ways লব পাৰা? How many possibilities are there? Second event to possibility কিমান? Ways কিমান? 2 ways. Either you can select in the first water bottle or you can select in the second water bottle. That means the second event can occur in how many ways? 2 ways. More question, if the first event can occur in m ways, প্রথম event যদি m টা ways হয়, and after having the first event, if the second event is occurring in n ways, then the total number of ways will be n into n. The first event occurs in 3 ways. The second event, depending upon the first event, the second event is occurring in how many ways? 2 ways. Only the first event and the second event will be considered for it. So what is the total number of ways? 3 to the 6. So let us consider one other example. Just try to get my point. Suppose okay, 1 2 3 4 5. How many 3-digit numbers can be formed? 3-digit numbers. Initially, how many 2-digit numbers are there? 22 digits numbers are there where repetition not allowed. Now how many 3 digits numbers can be formed? Initially, if I want to fill up the 1000 place or 100 place, it 100, it 10, it unit place. So how many different ways you can fill up? It place of kimanta element bahaba pariba. Kimanta ways of how many possibilities you have initially. Five elements are there. Out of 5 you can consider anyone. That is 5 possibilities are there. So 5. Pasta possibility আছে. Obviously, one element you have to consider. Suppose I have started with 4. You are not supposed to use 4 once again. To fill up the next place, how many possibilities you have? How many possibilities you have? Either you can use 1 to write down here, or you can use 2 to write it here, or you can use 3, or you can use 5. 4 possibilities are there. Correct? Suppose anyone you can easily consider to fill up this one place. Suppose I have written 1 here. That means you cannot use 4 and 1 once again. That means to fill up this one place, how many elements left it is? 1, 2, 3. That means how many possibilities we have? 3 possibilities. That means here you can write down 2 or 3 or 5. Anyone. Now listen. The first event, here 3 event is it. 3 event. Prothome tumi 100 place to fill up korisa. First event. You have to fill up the 10 place. Second event. You have to fill up the unit place. Third event. The first event is occurring in how many ways? M ways. Depending upon the first event, ইয়াৰ ওপৰত ডিপেন্ড কৰিছে কাৰণ তুমি ইয়াত থকা এলিমেন্ট তুমি আকৌ ৰিইউজ কৰা নাই নহয় এখানে ইয়াৰ ওপৰত ডিপেন্ড কৰিছে depending upon the first event the second event is occurring in how many ways 4 ways আকৌ তোমালোকে এই দুটা ইভেন্টৰ ওপৰত ডিপেন্ড কৰিছে কাৰণ the elements that you have used in the 110 place that elements should not be used in the unit place এইটা জায়গা যেটা এলিমেন্ট ইউজ কৰিলে সেইটা এলিমেন্ট তুমি ইয়াত লিখিব পাৰা so depending upon these two events as the third event can occur in 3 ways, this means total number of ways is equal to 60. 5 for the 20, 20 to 3, 60. So tomorrow 60 ta 3 digit number banabo pariba. Bonaiswa, ekita 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 use kori tomorrow 60 ta different digit banabo pariba. But repetition not allowed. Tare ena pabla na paba 323 hila number na paba. Is 60 ta je moi 3 digit number kolo. In that number here 3 to repeat hoise no ek number nahibo. 5, 11, 9 because you have repeated 1 twice. 20, 223 black nahibo. 441 nahibo. That means all those numbers should not be there where repetition is allowed. Yeah, repetition belak allow kora hoise no 4 ahi gase. He belak 60 ta moi exactly koisu. Here 63 digits numbers you will get where repetition is not there. Repetition ta na thake. Have you got it? So in this way you have to write down. It's a fundamental principle of counting. Just I am going to mention the fundamental principle of counting, what it is. Actually, very simple procedure is here. What is the fundamental principle of counting? Okay, so this is the meaning of this one. That means what is the meaning of fundamental principle of counting? This one is known as fundamental principle of counting. Fundamental principle of counting. So what is the fundamental principle of counting? If an event can occur in m ways, jodi eta event m ta ways of occur hoy, m different ways, and if when it has occurred after occurring the first event, just think about the bag and water bottle. After considering or after selecting the bag, the selecting of bag is the first event. If a second event can occur in n different ways, if the second event can occur in n different ways, that means you have to select a water bottle. How many water bottles was there? 2 water bottles. How many bags were there? 3 bags. After selecting a bag, you have to select 1 water bottle. That means how many, if the first event can occur in m ways, and after occurring the first event, if the second event can occur in n different ways, then that means the ways should be different. The repetition should not be there. Number of different ways of occurrence of the 2 events is n by n. Just you have to multiply. It's fundamental principle of multiplication or counting, you can say that. Just you have to multiply the number of ways. If the just like as how many already I have explained 1, 2, suppose 9, 1 to 9, 9 what digits are there. How many 4 digits numbers can be formed? How many 4 digits numbers can be formed? Initially we can use any one, that means 9 possibilities are there. You can use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Any digit you can use to fill up the place. The place can be filled up in how many ways? 9 ways. Suppose you have to use 3 here, but that means you are not supposed to use 3 once again. How many digits left with us? 3 digits are used to digit. Obviously 8 digits, this place can be filled up in how many ways? 8 ways. Suppose you have used 5 here. That means you are not supposed to use 3 and 5 once again. Out of 9, 2 digits left. 7 into this 6. This is the answer. Correct? In this way we can define the total number of ways. Where the first event is, that means using fill up the 1000 place in the first event, fill up the 100 place in the second event, fill up the 10 place in the third event, fill up the unit place in the fourth event. 4 different events are there. If the first event occur in how many ways? 9 ways. Second event 8 ways. Third event 7 ways. Fourth event 6 ways. What is the total number of ways? Just try to multiply, you will get the exact answer. I hope at least you have got my point. Just go to the video once again and try to get the idea what actually fundamental principle of counting is. It's really depend upon events. Suppose if 5 events are there, if the first event occur in M ways, second event occur in N ways, next one is P and third one is Q. What is the number of ways? M into N into P into Q. In this way we try to find the answer. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much.